Hello everybody! Welcome back to another Free Build Friday! In this video, I am going to be making a 8-bedroom home specifically for my use for my 100 baby challenge, shipping off some of the kids that I don't know what to do with, Right now I've been marrying them all off, but that's getting kind of tedious. So I want a place where I can just haul them off to. Obviously, only 8 Sims can be in one household at a time unless you have mods, and I don't. I actually did use tool mod on this build, so don't come at me. It is mostly base game. I just use tool mod, and it will still work for you if you only have base game. You just won't be able to shrink things like I do with tool mod, but it will be shrunken in your game. You don't have to have tool mod for everything to line up right. Anyways, I wanted to make this house to be able to send the children of the 100 Baby Challenge to live at. And if you guys really enjoy this concept of having these large households, I could fill a lot of the lots in Newcrest with more houses for the children of my 100 Baby Challenge to go live at once they have aged up into adulthood. And obviously, I will be putting this house and any of those other houses, if you guys are interested in watching those, please comment down below and tell me if you'd be interested in seeing more of the houses like this one built for the 100 Baby Challenge. But yes, they will all be uploaded to the gallery, including this one. This one, I believe I called 8 Sim Brick Home on the gallery under the DayaGaming. So definitely check it out if you enjoy it. So anyways, the build. As you can see, I have made a pretty large square, and I am just adding the interior, the bedrooms and everything, and now I'm adding the front door, and I will add windows and everything. But my goal for this build was to make it look like an apartment building on the outside, like a brick apartment building, but on the inside, obviously this is base game, we don't have for rent, we aren't going to do an apartment, but we are going to have 8 bedrooms that all the Sims will be able to walk into each other's bedroom and stuff. But we also have the communal spaces like the living room and kitchen. And if you guys are actually playing this build, I won't actually be playing in it right now. I'm just shipping the kids off to it. You will be able to lock your Sims bedrooms if you want it to act as actual mini apartments or almost like college dorms. But yeah, for the outside, I wanted it to look like an apartment. For the inside, it's more like a regular home. It's two different styles almost mixed together. So we've got a pretty nice base on the outside going on right now. I'm adding that brick in to give it that apartment feel, a nice brick apartment in somewhere like Massachusetts or something, And I've got that crown molding, and I only recently found out how to use the trim stuff. Not like the platform trim, but the trim that goes around the top and the middle. And it's like a game changer. It makes my builds look so much cuter. And now I am doing the top of the building. I wanted it to not just be like a regular flat top, but even though no one's going to be going up there, I still wanted it to look like an actual apartment roof. So I was trying to add all the little bits and bobs that apartment roofs have, like ventilation and air conditioning and everything. And I think I did a pretty good job at making it look pretty accurate. I don't have city living or anything where they might have extra vents and stuff, so I did the best with what I had, and I think it looks pretty cute. And I love the graveling that I used for the roof. I thought it was the perfect color. Now, moving on to the interior. I will jump in and out of the inside and outside of the building a few times just because I add windows when I know what the room's going to look like. But here you can see I just figured out which flooring I wanted to use, and now I'm going to be working on the living room. I wanted a fireplace, and I didn't want it to look too modern and sleek like the gray one, but I wanted it to be still kind of modern looking. And I think this new one that they added, I'm pretty sure it's semi-new that they added to the base game, which love a good base game update by the way. I think it worked pretty well. And then I need the staircase to match everything. It always takes a while to find stairs that I think look the best with the flooring. By the way, that you guys don't even know how long those stairs took me to figure out how I wanted them to look. I spent a lot of time on them and I edited it down a bunch because you guys didn't want to see that. Then I just added some nice light gray walls. I felt like it gave it a more modern home feel. I kind of wanted it to feel like a upper middle class suburban home on the inside. And I just added a pillar there to cover up the little gap between the wall and the stairs. I didn't want a wall going down the entire staircase. I wanted it to have an open feel, but I needed to block the little area where it turned. Just because I feel like that's a more like realistic way that stairs would be. Then here I was trying to figure out what couch to use. I turned out into like a more masculine style of home, which I don't do a ton, but I actually really liked everything that I did in this living room. Don't even acknowledge that chair. I was trying so hard to figure out what chair to use, and I will end up changing it from that one anyways. I also love this bookcase. I don't know if it's a new ad or if I just never used it because you have to like earn it either or use cheats to unlock it so you don't have to earn it. And I just used to really never bother doing that. But it's so nice and flat because a lot of, not even just the bookcases, but like the side tables and stuff in The Sims are very wide. And this one is so like nice and flat that your Sims can walk behind it in tight spaces and stuff, and it's just super cute and really fits the style and aesthetic I was going for. I also never use that little coffee table that looks like a trunk almost. And again, it just fit this house perfectly. So I'm glad I got to use some items that I wouldn't normally use because I was making such a big project. Because, 8 bedrooms, I had to use stuff that I wasn't used to using. And here I could only use one window, otherwise it was either going to be uneven on the outside or uneven on the inside. And I really couldn't handle that, so I just got rid of one and I decided to use a painting to even out the side. I actually took a trip to Georgia and we went on a tour of an old house there, and they were talking about how the man who designed the house wanted everything to be even. So if he had a doorway on one side, he'd make a fake doorway on the other because he liked symmetry. And I kind of am starting to use that in my builds, to make a sense of symmetry, but obviously not everything can be perfectly symmetrical, so it acts as if it is to give it balance. Feng shui, guys. I was just adding a little entryway table right there, too, with some little candles and everything. Oh, yes, here I added the burglar alarm and some light switches, so if you do play in this house, you Sims will be alarmed if there's a burglar, and I think it calls the police too. My 100 Baby Challenge home does not have a burglar alarm, and we have only had a burglar come twice, and I've been able to stop them very easily. I don't know if I cheat by pausing the game, but I just pause the game and have my sim call the police, and they haven't been able to steal anything. So they're a little easy to, um, outsmart them. And again, I just added some more windows on this side after I knew what layout I wanted for the kitchen. And I actually made the kitchen like it was way too big if I added a whole other cabinet. So I just like squeezed those other cabinets in there, and I'm pretty sure they're still perfectly playable. So fingers crossed. I actually didn't check that. I checked a few things to make sure they were playable, but not that specifically. So you guys will have to let me know. But yeah, it was pretty easy just to squeeze them in there. And I got this nice, more modern looking dining table. Those chairs look pretty comfy. A lot of the wooden chairs don't look too comfy, and I wanted it to be a nice, comfy table. And all 8 of your Sims will be able to sit there, so that's nice. Then over here, I decided to do a bit of cluttering. And as always, money trash can. I didn't even add an outside trash can because there is a little like park area right behind our home that has outdoor trash cans. And then, yeah, we have the money trash can so it never gets full. I will always add a money trash can to my build. Even if I'm like starting base game home, I'm using that 200 simoleons for a money trash can. There's no reason not to. Really like how this kitchen turned out. There's some little wine bottles over there. There's a little spice rack. It took me forever to get that spice rack lined up. But yeah, I only did upper cabinets on one of the walls because every time if I tried to make them above the window, then they looked way too high. So I just decided to do them on one wall, and I think they turned out pretty cute. And then obviously need a fruit bowl in there, and I just added some little wall decor, some calendars. I swore we got another calendar in an update, but maybe I'm mistaken and it was in a pack. Let me know if you guys know what I'm talking about because I'm like, I thought it was with the Pride update that we got another calendar, but I looked everywhere and couldn't find it. And of course, nothing is called what it actually is. It's not called a calendar. It's called like, I can't even remember what that one's called. It's called like dates or something like that. It's like, got a plan, make a plan, there's days. I don't even know. Here you can see I start to use the tool mod. I will link that below if you do want to download it. It is Twisted Mixie's tool mod, I think. It'll be linked down below. And I use it a tad bit throughout the build, so like I said, it is all base game and you will be able to download it even if you don't have the tool mod, I'm almost positive. But I needed it. I've become accustomed to it. I've only been using it for a few months, but I just love it. It's so good to be able to size things up and down like in smaller intervals, not just like the big ones that we get when we press the bracket keys, you know? And I decided to add some lighting into the home as well. I keep the saucer lights under the regular lights because for some reason the regular lights just don't provide very much light, but the saucer lights are super bright. So I just like make them a little snug as a bug right underneath the regular light, and you won't even know they're there. And I kept some saucer lights in a few rooms, like the bathrooms, just because I felt like the regular lights didn't really fit in there. Here you can see I am trying to figure out how to have access to all of the bedrooms, but also make a bathroom because I wanted 3 bathrooms. It is very hard to play an 8 sim household with just 2. I know that from my current 100 baby challenge, so I really wanted a third. And they are all pretty small, so it actually made them hard to like clutter and stuff. But at least we got the 3 in there, and they're all functional, and they all have at least a shower or a shower tub combo and toilet and sink. So it's 3 full bathrooms in an 8 bedroom house. I'm pretty happy with how they turn out, even if they are a little small. But it was hard to situate them and figure out how I was going to have the house laid out. But I figured it out. I will be adjusting that little hallway with the bathroom and bedroom a little later on. You'll see that. Sadly, I had to rearrange the bedroom after I did it to figure it out because I wanted a back door. I didn't necessarily have to have this, but I decided I needed a back door and I never remember to put them in right away. I always remember after I've done so much work and then I'm like, now I have to rearrange things. But all of the bathrooms are like blue colors. I guess blue is kind of my accent color. I wanted a lot of black, white, brown neutrals, and blue was kind of like my pop of color. Besides the bedrooms, I actually have the bedrooms like more unique to like the individual sim that should be there. So they have more colors, not just the basic black, blue, white, brown that the rest of the house will have. So those were actually fun to do, to have something different in each room. There, the bathrooms are done downstairs, and I decided to use this new bed that came with the Pride update. I have used it before, but not in this color, and I'm actually really happy with how this room came out. I love the colors, and it's not something I would normally go for, but I just think everything turned out really well in it. And the bedrooms aren't like the most like fantastic bedrooms you've ever seen. I did put a lot of effort into them, but I just couldn't make every single bedroom like 10 out of 10. They have all this clutter and all this like cool decor and stuff because there are 8 of them. My abilities are limited. I can't do them all. But I decided this sim had enough room for a computer, and we do have a few computers throughout the home. I think there's either 3 or 4, so that should be plenty for an 8 sim household. I do have various skill building activities dotted around in different bedrooms as well, like painting, video gaming, music, so I think this household really is perfect if you like want to have move in here after you've raised your family up, or if you just want to like cheat yourself a little money, because I think it does turn out to be a little over 200,000 simoleons, which I think might be the most expensive home I've made. And I had to like cheat money twice for the sim, and I was like, oh boy, this is an expensive house, but to have an eight bedroom, not even just eight sim, because a lot of people do eight sim homes and it's like a lot of shared bedrooms. But I imagined these were all eight adult siblings, and I don't know about you, but I don't think I'd want to share a room with my adult siblings. So I was like, eight bedroom home. And if you do have like the MC Command Center cheat, you can always make your household be able to hold more than eight sims. So you'd be able to have like maybe a two family home or just a crap ton of kids in one home. And then you could always add like extra beds if you wanted to like make the siblings share. With the bunk beds, it's super easy to do that now. But here is our little kind of like workout sporty sim. I figured he'd be kind of like not super into decor, but just have like a few cool items that he could like do his working out with or watch TV with, you know? To me, this sim is just a chill guy. He's just a chill guy. But this is the bedroom. I do have to like shrink it down a little later on to get that hallway to the outside going. And it really doesn't look any like bad after I shrink it down. It's just a little more cramped, and I have to get rid of the dartboard, which, I think The Sims can live without. If you guys want to add a dartboard in somewhere in the home, then all power to you, go for it. But it's not like a necessity, and I don't think it build I mean it might build like the darts skill. I've never actually played with it. So, I think any skill it would build, you can also build with, gaming or working out or something. Now we are going to the upstairs of the house. I had a lot of doors going on, so I will be trying to add a little something something later on to give them a bit more shape and not so like flat like three doors in a row, but we'll get to that when we get to that. For now, I am fixing our last bathroom up. Again, we have the blue and the white going on, but this one I wanted a little bit more color, so I added the blue and orange, like almost like a sunburst tile. This was one of my favorite tiles to use for the bathroom at one point. Now I'm not scared to make the whole bathroom like all tile, but I really liked that this one did like halfway up the wall because I feel like that's a lot more accurate to like the average person's home because Kyle can be expensive. Kyle? Did I say Kyle or tile? Anyways, tile can be expensive and a lot of people will just have it like halfway up the walls in the bathroom. But I like the little pop of orange we had going on there. And here I'm just fixing up some more windows since I know where the rooms are. Like I said, I go in and out a little bit and I have to adjust a few of the rooms downstairs after I add these windows in. But nothing too crazy, and I'll do a big tour at the end, so if I made any adjustments that you didn't see, you'll see them then. That's what I mean when I said I made a little hallway and had to move this room around just a tad bit. You know, I mean, it's smaller. It was nice having more room, but it really isn't hindered. I had to be able to include everything still except for that dartboard, like I said. And I think the room still has the same vibes. It's cute. And then I add this little hallway in so we can have a back door because I didn't want the Sims to have to travel around the entire lot to get to the back. And I also didn't really want another window in there because it would have had to go like right in front of the bathroom, and then we really didn't need a huge window for that bathroom. But after that, I moved back upstairs to begin our first bedroom up there. I really wanted to go with a nice pink for this one. I don't do a whole lot of pink, but I'm trying to incorporate more of it in my builds. I actually really want the Love Struck pack because I think a lot of the furniture and everything is super cute. And I also would love the pastel pop and the cozy gamer kits because again, lots of really cute, fun colors. And I know the Love Struck kit just has a really cool like bed that's shaped like a heart, and I'm like, oh, I'm not like always like in a super like girly feminine mood, but man, sometimes The Sims can really put me in that sort of vibe. And after like making a more like neutral to masculine downstairs, I really wanted to have like a nice feminine room for maybe one of your Sims that really likes the more pink vibes, you know? And if you like were to like raise a family in here, I feel like it'd be perfect for just like a really cool like teenager. And I will use these pride poster collage things in a lot of the rooms. Your sim does not have to be by to like live in this room. I'm just using them as decor. Um, love that if like you do have like some LGBT friendly Sims, but it can just be decor too, guys. Don't panic. Like I said, it could be like for a child or something, and I use them in like 3 rooms, so you don't necessarily have to have 3 by Sims living in the house. Anyways, yeah, the pink room is about finished up here. I really like how it turned out with like the instruments and the little vanity desk and everything. And I had to shrink down those lights. Oh, I used those lights in like 3 rooms too. I think they might be new as well, but I am loving using them. I think we need a basic string light added too to the base game as well. I mean, I think we deserve that. Come on, guys. This next room, I think it might be my favorite bedroom. I'm doing like a green, artsy, naturey type girl room. And I don't know, that just kind of resonates with me personally. And so I love it. So, oh, this is like one of the only rooms where I do like different curtains in, and I think they just suit this one so well. Like, how many times do you have a chance to use those like drapey ones in a build? For me, not often, but they just really suited this room well. And there I am using that same bookcase again. And I decide to make like a little reading nook for this sim in the corner as well. And I do end up adding a bonsai tree later on and have to move a couple things around, so you will see that, but she still looks fantastic. Again, have we always had that little like art drawer thing, or is that like one of the new things added? I don't know, because when they are added like for the careers, I don't notice that they're there because I don't always think about unlocking them so I can build with them. I think it's always been there, but I always forget. And oh, I could have used that in so many builds if I would have remembered, because I love like doing like artsy sims, but maybe I'll be able to use it in my actual 100 baby challenge video, because my matriarch, I think, is at level 10 art, and she could use a little area to keep all of her supplies. So that's that bedroom done for now until we go back and add that bonsai. Now this next bedroom that we are doing, to me, really like speaks to the energy of the entire house. This is like gonna be the sim who like loves the style of the entire house. It's very simple, like almost like masculine leaning, but kind of gender neutral. And oh, I never used that little like mountainy looking like wallpaper, but I thought it just suited the sim. So yeah, it's just like a simple sim. I think of him, I imagine it being a boy in this room, and he would be kind of like a geek, but not so much that he needs a computer, that just he just loves to read all the time, but also like watches sports on TV. Like he's kind of like that like masculine, sportsy, but also loves to read type, and I think that's what the rest of the house gives too. So yeah, I think this room, could be for anyone, but it kind of matches the energy of the rest of the house, like I said. I think I do one more room that really matches the energy of the rest of the house too, but this one I would say is the most accurate. I also added in some like little movie posters just to like give that little geeky side a little more flair, not so basic. And then this next room is going to be our gaming room. I like how it turns out a lot. I did have to rearrange it a little bit, which you will see later on. I didn't include all of the rearranging just because you're already seeing me make the room. You don't need to see me rearrange everything. But it keeps like all of the same items. I just have to make the furniture move around a bit because I added in the little like gaming pad later on. The one where they can like stand and do stuff. I decided that our Sims needed that. So I love all the little knickknacks I included on their dresser. We got Grogu, some little gnomes, and I just imagine these are like all characters from like movies they really like or video games they really like. And the sim just like is not afraid to show their personality. They're like, my room is my room, and it's gonna be everything I love. And as soon as you walk in here, you're gonna know I love it. Oh yes, here's a time where I went back and added the bonsai. I think I go back and rearrange the furniture in just a bit. There we go. I love that little sloth pop art piece that we added in the gaming room. I don't always get to use it because it is kind of hard for like to find rooms that matches in, but every time I use it, I'm not unhappy about it. It always looks so good. I really wanted to use a red bed in this room. You could see I changed from one to another, and this is my writer's room. I imagine there's a sim in here that just is writing away, They like don't care about decorating the room too much or like leaving the rest of the house too much. They just care about writing and maybe reading other books to get more inspiration. You don't see them out in the house a lot. They are busy in their room creating a masterpiece. And I did include this little like magazine thing because I was like, maybe it's other people's work that they admire. I couldn't think of any other artwork to include really. But when they're not writing books, they are writing music because when you hit a writer's block and you need something to like help you get out of it, you have that little guitar in there to help you get out of your own head. And here you can see this is when I decided to add the little gaming station in, and I had to move around a few things in the gamer room. But I kept all of our little knickknacks and posters to still have that personality in there that I wanted. We just had to rearrange the furniture just a tad bit. I also added in a neon sign here, which I just think, brings the whole room together. What says gamer more than neon sign? This is the other room that I think really suits the house. If you were to have a family in here, I feel like this would be the parents' room. It's like the most serious with the nicest furniture, and we've got like darker, more like almost romantic colors. So I just think like the most mature, sophisticated Sim would live in this room, whether it be a parent or just like almost like a fashionista vibe, I think would live in here too. And they'd be like, no, I'm busy. I can't talk right now. That type of vibes. So I am adding a little mirror in, full body, like I said, fashionista, and a little TV over here in the corner. Again, all matching furniture. I think it's like it fits the vibe so well. And then this painting right here, I think this is my favorite art piece in all of The Sims, and I didn't even know it existed. With like the field, it was just like so calming and beautiful and luxurious. So I'm really glad I got to use that. And I added a little rug in there too, and this little bird, just little things dotted around. And I also need to add a light fixture in this room. I think I didn't use light fixtures in all of the rooms. I decided to just use the saucer lights because not every room needs a big old fancy light fixture. Here is where I decided to add something that I think turned out really cool to kind of split up those three doors in a row. I definitely had to use Toolmon for this. I had to make these bigger and send them downward. And I just think it really helped make that wall not look so door, door, door. And you will notice when I do the little tour at the end, in cinematic mode, you can see them sticking through the floor, but in game mode, even with all the walls up and everything, I couldn't see them. I don't think you can see them at all like while you're playing. So yes, in cinematic mode, you might catch a glimpse of them, but while you're playing, you will not see them. They will not be in your way. But I just think those archways are so cute. I really like that idea that I came up. I was trying to figure out something for so long that would like kind of split up the doors a little bit and give us a little more to look at. But I think that was a good one. I think The Sims should add some sort of archway because we have the arched doorways, but we need some sort of archway that can like be on the outside of doors. And over here, I am doing a little nook for reading and piano. I tried to have as many skill building items as I could, so I really wanted a grand piano for The Sims to play piano. We had guitar, violin, we needed a piano too. And I'm just adding a little side table and some artwork and everything. I think I go back and add some flowers over there on that table too. And like one of the final things I needed, a chess table. I can't have all that skill building without a chess table. This will help with your logic skill, I do believe. And I absolutely love that little side table I have right there. I use that in a lot of builds, and I used to use it a lot more, and I forgot about it for a little bit, but it is just the perfect base game item, I feel like. Comes in every color, and they're actually good colors. Like, look at that navy blue, alright? And it's just, like, so cute. And it's, like, modern. It's not, like, too, like... Because, there's some weird stuff in the Sims that was, like, popular in, like, 2010, but not so popular now, but like everyone would still use this now, I think. And then I just put little items on it. That could be a vase, or, it could be an urn. And maybe that's a little like homage to a sim that died or whatever. But either way, I think it all looked cute on there. A little stereo for some dancing and partying. And then I added that plant in there. I forget that one exists sometimes. It's so cute though. And I was trying to find a piece of artwork that really fit the space right there, and I decided to add some little like family photos in almost, quote unquote. And over here, I just needed a little something extra between those doorways. I really liked the cherry blossom tree, and I was trying to figure out if I wanted to do another plant, but I all in all end up using these sconces, which I think like work out so well. The whole inside of the house almost feels like renovated to me, There's some like older aspects that they kept in the house like the sconces, but they like renovated the whole thing. And now we are moving on to the backyard. I decided to add a hot tub in. I was like, we either need a hot tub or a pool. And I could have done both, but I think the hot tub kind of suited what we had going on anyways. And I wanted like a concrete patio. I wish that concrete was like slightly lighter in color, but it was the best that I could do, I think. I tried to make it look more like part of the terrain with terrain paint around it. It sticks out a little bit. It's a little harsh on the lines, but I think it turned out alright. And I added some little like sun lounging chairs and some planter boxes because that sim in the green bedroom would definitely be out there gardening. Um, so you guys could definitely have them add whatever seeds you want. And then I wanted the house's backyard to look like an extension of that little park area because I was hoping I didn't add a grill in the backyard specifically because I was like, there's so many grills over there that I feel like they just go over there and use them. They wouldn't have their own. So I wanted all like the plants and stuff to make it feel like the backyard just kind of extends out and that is almost part of the backyard still yet. Because it is an 8 sim household, so I feel like they'd have a nice party area like that. So after that, I finish up adding my little planter boxes and balconies, and then I will be doing some more of the landscaping. And I really do like how the landscaping turned out on this house. You'll see me start that here in just a second. But I love the planter boxes too. I don't know, I just think everything I did really suited the entire house. And here I'm starting the landscaping. I decided to go for red. The bricks are red, the planter boxes are white. I just thought the red kind of gave us a nice pop of color. And I don't use the red very often in builds. I go for like more like light pinks, light yellows, because I feel like those are very natural colors. And red is too, obviously, like roses. But I was just like, I never use them, and here I decided to. And I decided to add those little like lavender type bushes in too, just to give us a little extra something something. And you know what? I don't always love how my landscaping turns out, and I was like on the fence with this one, but I think it like kind of fit the build perfect. Later on, I will add on a foundation, but when you like have the foundations on, it can kind of mess up the landscaping that you're trying to put around the house sometimes. It'll make it like float almost. So I have decided to wait till the end to add the little foundation. There you can see I added not the exact same look as the front, but I still went with like the whites and the reds for the sides of the building as well. And I think they just turned out so perfect. Like the entire building, I think seems very realistic in its like landscaping, and I just think it looks so good. Like very nice landscaping. I added some back here too. And after I add these ones, I go ahead and add that foundation, I think. I go with a brick foundation, you'll see here in just a few minutes. There we go. And oh yes, I need to add some stairs too. With the railing, I went with the railing that matched the windows and door. I didn't even know, like, it matches perfectly. I didn't even know that. And I have to add another staircase in the back. So I moved those planters around a little bit, and I thought the side looked like kind of bare between the stairs and the bush right there, so I wanted to add in another little tree, but it was on the concrete, so I decided to make it look like it was growing out of a planter. Might not be super realistic with that one, but I think it looks cute. And then to balance out the other side, I added a hose. I tried a tree, but it didn't really look right. So now we're coming to the end of the video. I'm just adding some terrain paint all around the house. I am still trying to get the hang of the terrain paint, but I think I'm getting better at it, because usually I would just add like the dirt around the house, but I didn't really show it, but I added like a little pathway made with like dirt and different colors of and textures and little bricks because I thought, oh, it looks like a faded pathway, like going to the little park area. You'll see it here in the end. You could kind of see it there just then. And I had to fix that mailbox up. I went with the OG. I looked at all of them and I was like, this is really like the best fit. Oh, and I forgot. I do go inside and give that hallway a little bit of decor. I forgot till the very end. I was like, oh wait, she's kind of blank. She needs a little bit going on. So I decided to add these little like entryway rugs in a line to make it a nice long one. But I love the colors of it. I felt like it really like just gave that hallway like not too crowded feel, but just enough to go on and match the rest of the house. And I added a little mirror there. And over here, I added another piece of artwork. It actually took me a while to figure out what I wanted to add because I had used so much of the artwork everywhere, but I think that piece turned out all right. And I think this is pretty much bringing us to the end of the build, guys. I'm going to now take you on a little tour of the place. But yeah, she's finished. We're gonna first start off in the living room. Oh, I just love how it turned out. It's so cool, and it's like a little bit of a different style than I usually do, but I think it turned out really well. I love it's probably my favorite room of the downstairs. I do really love the kitchen too, but she's just gorgeous. And I think you could kind of see there the little archways poking out of the floor just a tad bit. But like I said, you can't even see them the entire time in cinematic mode. They do disappear quite a bit, but when you're in playing mode, you can't see them, like I said. So just pretend those aren't there. Now we've got the kitchen and the dining. It's so adorable. Like, if I had a house that I really wanted to be like this big, beautiful house, this would be it, guys. I think it's just got that flow. It's got them. I would add a little color, me personally, but I just wanted something kind of neutral so like any sim could live there. Because all the siblings, they turn out to be a lot different people. Some of them turn out to be erratic, and the erratic sims and the geeks and the active sims, they all need to get along. But here we got our first bedroom. I ended up adding string lights around the entire perimeter, and I had to add another window in. But she's cute. The green and blue and purple. Oh, adorable. Now we've got our second bedroom. This is our more active Sims room with a little exercise machine, and we've got a cool poster. The Sim is just a chill guy, like I said. Not too much going on, but just enough to make him happy. He's an organized fellow, what can I say? We've got closed curtains in that room too. I go between open and closed in a few rooms. Then we've got our first bathroom. I think this one is probably my favorite. I like the tile on the wall, and I almost did a reverse situation from the second. You'll see here again. But obviously, I didn't add a lot going on in the bathrooms because they're so small you can't really see it, and it's hard to build, honestly, when they're that small. See, you can see that reverse situation I have going on in this one. A little bit of the darker feel, though, too. And I just wanted you to be able to see this side of the hallway as well. Now we have our little book nook with the piano. You can see that flower pot that I added. It's just so cute. Then this is the other angle of the upstairs. We have a nice railing to keep you from falling down the stairs. The chess table and our little plants and everything. Adorable. And on this side, we've got the little table that I liked. Now for our first bedroom, the pink room. She is so cute. We've got guitar in here, we've got a laptop, we've got a little like vanity desk situation. I've been enjoying doing that lately. Instead of using like the vanity like dresser type situation, I'm using a vanity desk because that's more accurate to a real thing. Then here we've got our last bathroom, the little sunburst energy. I think it's very cute. I decided to add a little long cabinet in this one too. Now we're moving on to my favorite bedroom, the green bedroom. Comment down below if you what your favorite bedroom is, if you had to have your sim live in one of the rooms, or you personally in real life. If you could pick one, let me know which one you would pick. She is so cute. And look, even the little book nook with the little chair, adorable. And obviously she needed a plant friend to be able to take care of in there, so we added that bonsai in. Next, we have our gaming room. This is it after we reorganized it, of course. We still have the sloths. They made it through the organization. We've got the string lights across the top of the ceiling on each side. And then I like that we added a little pattern wall. I feel like it's pretty cool, pretty gamer-esque. And the glowing light, of course, too. Then we move on to our writer's room. I really love like just the pops of red and the I didn't even realize this wallpaper came in a black and gray swatch, but I love it so much. It's so cute with the reds. Oh, and the guitar. This is a cool sim. A cool sim lives here. I mean, I would take it still. I'm a bit more of a colorful person, but if I had to pick one, this would be up there. Probably my second choice, honestly. And now this one might be like tied for second or third. Oh, she's so cute. I love the painting above the bed. It's just reminding me of like really like nice house, like I said, upper middle class, parents' room, grandma's room, something like that. Then finally, our last bedroom is the bedroom that just like matches the vibes of the house. I'd say like chill, like neutral to masculine energy, but this guy, he's just so chill. And he's got his posters and he's got like everything organized. He really likes organization. That's who I imagined would be in this room, but he'd also be active and kind of like a geek and maybe play some video games in his siblings' room. Then I wanted to get a nice little shot of the roof here. We are coming to a close. We just have to look at the outside once more. Our backyard, we have the planters and the hot tub. That hot tub is going to be fun. An extra woohoo spot. We have between the hot tub and like I think we have two double beds. Oh no, three. So, three places for woohoo. Oh, you can see that little path I made with like the faded brick and stuff that goes like out to, this part I didn't build, but I just wanted to like make sure it's right there. Then we've got the side of the house, lovely little landscaping and the balconies, and we're gonna head and go over to the right side, depending on what angle you're looking at it. Again, love it, love it. I just love how this one turned out. Took me a while, but man, she is gorgeous. Like I said, if you want to download this house off the gallery, I'm pretty sure I titled it 8 Sim Brick Home. And it is a little over 200,000 simoleons, 8 bedrooms, like I said, and 3 baths. But yeah, that makes the video come to a close, guys. Please let me know what you thought of it in the comments if you think I should do more builds like this. And yeah, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys all on Monday with another episode of the 100 Baby Challenge. Bye!